be a match. This is going to be a match that you have never seen in New Japan. This is not about 5 stars, 7 stars.
I'm sorry, everybody. Did you expect me to talk about SmackDown Live tonight? Why would you want me to talk about SmackDown Live tonight when there are other things in the wrestling world that are much more entertaining than what WWE is doing right now? WWE is trying to kill your spirit. See, Jericho and Omega are trying to lift your spirit for the next couple of weeks going on into January 4th. I came across this promo, and I came across this press conference during SmackDown Live tonight. Didn't get a chance to watch it earlier, so I sat down, watching SmackDown Live in the background. It was background noise tonight. Whatever was on that I just didn't really care for, I got up and I cleaned, I vacuumed, I did the dishes. But most of the time, I sat on my couch and I was watching either YouTube, I was refreshing my Twitter feed, or I was watching this. Jericho and Omega, Alpha versus Omega. January 4th, Wrestle Kingdom 12. It's funny how this match was just announced just a little bit ago, and the hype and the build for this match is just now undertaking and taking shape. And it's better than anything that WWE is doing right now. In fact, it's better than everything WWE has done for the last 2 months. Probably even longer than that. How I could watch this 5-minute video of Jericho being attacked by Omega and then Jericho ranting on Omega, saying to everybody that he's going to kick Omega's ass on January 4th. How this 5-minute clip of this press conference was more entertaining than 5+ hours of WWE television this week, Raw and SmackDown combined. So I'm going to cover very little of SmackDown Live tonight because, to be brutally honest with you, nothing happened tonight. Did SmackDown Live suck tonight? Yep! Did Jinder Mahal look like a retarded elf from Santa's workshop? Yep! Is the women's evolution or the women's revolution, whatever the fuck they're talking about, or whatever they're calling it, is it more worse now than it's ever been? Yep! Is Kevin Dunn's front 2 teeth still the whitest fucking things you've ever seen? Yep! Got the fucking yep movement. That's SmackDown's big comeback. How can we make this show watchable? Let's rehash a storyline that was organically built with Daniel Bryan because of the fans, and we'll just turn it around and make it the yep movement instead of the yes movement. And give it to Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. How am I supposed to be interested in this shit when it's nothing but recycled garbage? In fact, for the rest of this review, I'm going to play the rest of this Jericho press conference.
Not about how many times you can go for your finishing move. This is a fight. It's a war. It's Alpha versus Omega. And Kenny, you are going to get the shit kicked out of you. You understand me? Huh? You get it? Huh? I've been in Japan 60 times. This match at the Tokyo Dome is the most important match I've ever had in Japan. What are you laughing at, fuckface? Shut your mouth.
Where is this Jericho at, man? Why don't I get this Jericho on Monday night?
I'm the greatest of all time, and I'm going to prove it January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. We'll see you there. Don't miss this match, because you'll never see it again in New Japan, ever. Dream match, Alpha versus Omega. One time only, Tokyo Dome, January 4th. Kenny Omega, it's time for the cleaner. It's time for the cleaner's career to be done. January 4th will be Kenny Omega's last match at the Tokyo Dome. It'll be Kenny Omega's last match in New Japan. Write that down, Fumi Saito. His last match ever. Kenny Omega's finished in Japan.
Is that a hint that someone is coming stateside? I don't know, man. I don't know. Those are pretty bold words by Jericho, man. This is my favorite part of the whole thing, though. Watch this. Oh, listen to this.
His last match!
He takes some random Japanese fucking guy, some reporter, and he writes it in English. Last match in Japan, January 4th. And he shows the pad to everybody.
His last match!
And then he rips the pad up and throws it at everybody. Oh my God.
Get out of me! Don Callis, stay the hell out of my way.
Don Callis, stay out of my way too. Man, where is the intensity? Where is the intensity in WWE? Where's the realism in WWE? Why must I seek outside promotions, outside the United States to get realism? Look at how much Jericho... I mean, I love Jericho. Don't get me wrong, but that type of Jericho, enhanced, you know, just brought to that next level. Jericho with a dash of realism. How could you say that whatever WWE is doing now is up your alley? How could people say, well, if you don't like it, don't watch? Or you got the fucking puppets with the, you know, that work with the company or for the company, you know, and everybody else trying to market themselves in WWE's image, you know? They're quick to say, well, you know, you're nothing but a smart mark, and I got 4 houses, and why don't you just accept what we put on television and enjoy it? Clearly, there's something wrong with this company. Clearly, there's something wrong with their shows that me, a fan of over 30 years, sits at home on Monday and Tuesday and finds absolutely little to no enjoyment in 5+ hours of television. That he has to seek Jericho and Omega's press conference and be entertained for a full 5 minutes. And I was more entertained in those 5 minutes than anything that I've seen in the last 5 hours of WWE television. Why? How could you people sit at home, these elitists and these journalists and these podcasters, how could you sit at home and do what you do? I'm doing exactly what you're doing, but the difference is I sit here, I'll be sitting over there soon, but I sit here every fucking week and tell you exactly how it is. Yet I get villainized or vilified, I get fucking ridiculed, I get fucking berated and cursed out because I'm a negative bitch. Meanwhile, everything that you see on television is not good television. It's like you go to a fucking restaurant and you order something and it doesn't taste the way you expected it to taste. You tell the waiter to bring it back. Give me something else. Fucking shit. You got a pay-per-view on Sunday night that WWE haphazardly put together in 6 minutes. And I'm supposed to care about WWE television on Tuesday nights. Jinder Mahal comes out. Looks like the retarded elf. The retarded forgotten elf from Santa's workshop. What was he wearing tonight? What was he wearing tonight? I mean, is he coming out with a decorative Christmas-themed checkerboard in his image? Like, what was he wearing? How did he walk through that curtain and say, damn, I look good? And WWE wants to sell me on their championship match by rolling the reversal here with the Singh brothers coming back when we all thought that they were beat up and forgotten by Jinder Mahal. They send the Singh brothers out there to side with AJ and say that Jinder is a disgrace to the 1.3 billion people in India. Not just in India. Sumir and Sunil. He's a disgrace to everybody in North America. So they roll reverse by having the Singh brothers not with Jinder, but now they want to put them with AJ. Like a 4-year-old wrote this storyline. So then WWE puts on the Titantron. Well, this was you in India. You're over here praising Jinder Mahal overseas in Dubai. You're praising him over in India. So they showed that footage from the India tour, and AJ Styles is like, it's social media. Everything is out there to be exposed for the general public to see. I think you guys are full of shit. That's how they get you, or try to at least, get you excited for Clash of Champions. Trash. I don't know why anybody would be excited in this feud anyway. I'm not even going over SmackDown Live tonight. I'm not. I'm going over nothing. I'll give you the winners of what happened, and that's it. I'm not going over anything. I'm not going over match details. Nothing. This show was garbage. Complete garbage. Why am I supposed to be excited in a WWE Championship match? And I'm going to reiterate this again on Friday when we talk about preview and predictions. Why am I going to be excited about this match when the pinnacle of this feud has already happened? The objective here was to get the title off Jinder. The title's off Jinder. The title's on AJ Styles. There is nothing else that I care to see here. This is merely just biding time until we get into January. Hopefully, this is Jinder's last main event forever. He is that bad. And hopefully this moves AJ Styles on to someone that he can actually work with. Nobody gives a shit about this feud when the pinnacle of this feud has already happened. Nobody believes Jinder's going to win the title. Singh brothers or not. The other thing that happened on this show is WWE rehashing one of the most beloved storylines in their fucking company's history. The Yes Movement. They recycle it and give you the Yep Movement. Yep. You heard me correctly. Yep. Y-E-P. They take Daniel Bryan's old Yes, Yes, Yes t-shirt and they put a P. They iron on some fucking P covering the S on both shirts that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens wore tonight. The Yep Movement is in full effect on SmackDown Live. And Shane McMahon wasn't there tonight. So Daniel Bryan is going to do what he thinks is best because he is the general manager and it's his show to run. We got the next layer of intrigue for SmackDown Live. Shane McMahon, as you guys know, is announced as a special guest referee. We all know Shane McMahon has a vendetta. We don't know what this is leading to. But Daniel Bryan wants to see that Shane McMahon does the right thing and officiates the job right down the middle. So Daniel Bryan made himself the second guest referee for this match. I don't know how that's going to work. I'm sure that one of them will be in the ring. Shane McMahon will be the main official. Daniel Bryan will be overseeing things on the outside between all four men. That was that. Another layer of intrigue there. Don't know where it's headed. I doubt WWE clears Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania. I went over this time and time again. We talked about this on part 2 of Off the Script this weekend. Episode 199. If you guys missed it, it's live on the channel. I don't think WWE is going to clear Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania. It might be one of those facts where WWE has Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon represent two individuals and they fight over a power struggle on SmackDown Live. Because I don't think WWE is going to clear Daniel Bryan. WWE might have plans for Daniel Bryan. They obviously want him to wrestle, but it's going to come down to a contractual thing. When WWE realizes that Daniel Bryan is going to wrestle somewhere else and his contract is ending, WWE is probably going to clear Daniel Bryan to wrestle a limited schedule as his contract is coming closer to ending. They're going to give him what he wants here and there, but ultimately they are going to still control Daniel Bryan because they don't want him going anywhere else. But I doubt this is leading towards anything at WrestleMania. It seems that way, and it feels that way, but I don't think it's going to happen. But that's all that happened, and that was the next continuing portion of this storyline. So not only is Shane McMahon going to be the referee, Daniel Bryan is going to be a special referee as well. So we have two special guest referees for the Owens, Zayn, Nakamura, Orton tag team match, in which that's the only match I actually give a shit about on this show. Everything else, maybe the tag team match, tag team title match, But other than that, I really don't give a shit about anything on this show. And AJ Styles is in the main event, and that's very tough for me to say because I love AJ Styles. The Women's Revolution is still completely garbage on SmackDown Live. We got Malibu Barbie running around on Monday Night Raw, and then we got fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken and Sarah Logan running around on SmackDown Live. Which is worse? Liv Morgan doesn't look believable. Natalya is absolutely cringe. And what was with everybody doing commentary tonight? It's like they had an honorary fourth commentator every fucking match. You know why they did that, right? You know why WWE had commentators for every match. It's because WWE knows that every match on this show has been so poorly hyped and so poorly built up and so poorly constructed that they're going to have the talent go out there and sell their own match in their opponent's match on SmackDown Live. Bobby Roode was a guest commentator for his match with Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin. Then we had the New Day coming out and doing guest commentary for the Rusev Usos match. Usos. Then we had Natalya, like I said, for the women's match between Charlotte and Ruby Riott. Daniel Bryan was on commentary for the main event of Nakamura and Kevin Owens. What was with the commentators tonight? Every fucking match that's on Clash of Champions, at least one member of each match was a commentator on tonight's show. If that does not reek of laziness, I don't know what does. Ridiculous. This women's division is complete trash. I want to see how many people complain that it's not called a Lumberjill match, but WWE is promoting it as a Lumberjack match. Oh, WWE is sexist, man. I'm waiting for that to come out. Lumberjack, Lumberjill, Lumbercock, it don't matter. The match is unimportant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the women's division. Nobody cares about the Riot Squad. Nobody cares about Natalya and her 17 cats. Nobody cares about Charlotte anymore. How WWE killed off all her momentum since winning the title. Because we got to get factions on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. Ruby Riott would have been better on her own. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan would have been better off still in NXT. Paige would have been better off on her own. Mandy Rose, Malibu Barbie, and the fake MMA fighter would have been better off in NXT. How WWE has literally killed the momentum of both women's division at the same time. Unreal. Unreal. I just don't care. Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler walked to the ring as if he just didn't give a shit. He didn't care. He looked all scruffy as if he didn't shave in 5 days. Chewing bubble gum. It looked like somebody just fucking ironed the shit out of his hair. He didn't give a shit. It looked like he just rolled out of bed. It looked like Dolph Ziggler just rolled out of bed tonight in his match against Baron Corbin. And I still don't believe Baron Corbin is the United States champion. I don't have a problem with Baron Corbin. I don't. I think if Baron Corbin was seasoned correctly and given an opportunity correctly, that he can be a major player and a major impact on SmackDown Live. But half the time, I don't even realize he's the United States champion. When I'm forgetting that Baron Corbin is the United States champion, how important do you think that title is to other people? How important do you think this match is to everybody watching on Sunday night? 0. A big fat 0. Bobby Roode was on commentary and he just comes into the ring and he just glorious DDTs everybody. Great way to hype up that United States Championship match. Bludgeon Brothers, they defeated 2 jobbers, one of them being Colin Delaney. Colin Delaney was the James Ellsworth of the revamped not WCW. He was the revamped version of James Ellsworth for the ECW WWE era, when ECW was on Sci-Fi. He was intertwined with, I believe, The Miz and Morrison and Tommy Dreamer. He was involved with. He ended up turning on Tommy Dreamer. And I know he was trying to fight for his job. I think, what's his name? Armando Estrada was the GM of ECW, wasn't he? If I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, someone correct me. I'm terrible with old school, news and notes. I vaguely remember it because I watched it, but if I'm wrong, someone correct me. So Colin Delaney comes back from obscurity, and he and John Monroe absolutely get destroyed, man. The best thing about SmackDown Live round is probably Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. They are doing great things, man. I'm looking forward to seeing them dominate more and more. They absolutely destroyed these guys, man. Colin Delaney's head is still rolling in aisle 17 from wherever they emanated from tonight. John Monroe screamed like a fucking banshee as he went up for a sit-out powerbomb by Luke Harper. Glorious. Bobby Roode wasn't glorious on this night. The Bludgeon Brothers and their destruction of Delaney and Monroe was absolutely glorious. The most entertaining thing on this show. Usev, again I said it. There you go. I'm just going to call them Usev. Usos versus Rusev and Aiden English. I don't know what's going on with these two teams. Usos are still the best tag team in WWE, bar none. Rusev and Aiden English now got wins over the New Day and the Usos back-to-back weeks. Could they be setting up Rusev and Aiden English for tag team championships on Sunday? I don't know, man. I don't know. Being that they beat two of the best teams in the WWE on back-to-back weeks, probably not. But we're going to need some formidable opponents for the Bludgeon Brothers. Does that come in the form of Rusev and Aiden English in the over babyface team? Or does it come in the form of the Usos, who are the tweener team? Because I'm still reluctant on calling them babyface. But Rusev and Aiden English, man, they beat the Usos. They beat the tag team champions tonight. Big Machka kick from Rusev on the floor, allowing English to drop Jimmy for the pin. So Aiden English and Rusev get a nice victory over the tag team champions. And then in the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens. Owens, towards the end of the match, accidentally knocks the referee down. Daniel Bryan on commentary. He takes the referee's shirt off, and he puts the referee's shirt on himself. Nakamura and Owens are fighting. Daniel Bryan eventually gets up from the commentary table. Nakamura blocks the pop-up powerbomb, and he drops Owens. Bryan late to make the pin attempt. Late to make the count. So people are already clamoring that Daniel Bryan is secretly in cahoots with Zayn and Owens. Got in there a little bit late. Some people are blaming Daniel Bryan for Nakamura not winning the match. Sammy runs in, Orton runs in, so they tangle up. Sammy and Orton end up on the floor. Sammy with a thumb to the eye and a shot into the steel ring post to drop Orton. Nakamura readies for the Kinshasa. Sammy comes in. Nakamura knocks Sammy to the floor. Owen takes advantage with the pop-up powerbomb, and Nakamura is pinned clean. Bryan makes the count on Nakamura, 1, 2, 3. Kevin Owens defeats Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown Live. So the Yep movement is in full effect on SmackDown Live. This show was absolutely cut and dry, one of the most boring SmackDowns I have ever seen. You thought last week was boring. And I know we're in a dull moment right now. But at least show some effort. These shows show absolutely zero effort on WWE's behalf. Zero effort. When I can find more entertainment, this is sad. And Omega and Jericho are two of the very best in this business. When I can find more entertainment in 5 minutes of a press conference between those two guys, over 5 hours of WWE television on Tuesday night, there is an issue. I don't want to see rehashed Yes Movement storylines. I don't want to see rehashed t-shirts that Daniel Bryan used to sell all over the world with a P replacing an S. It's not the same thing. It's as if WWE is making fun of the Yes Movement. The Yes Movement was organic. The Yep Movement is WWE telling you, yeah, it's the end of the year. We don't give a shit about anything from here on out. It's like they could put anything on television and get away with it. You shouldn't be able to do that. You should have some fucking morals as a creative writer. How could you be happy going into Sunday about Clash of Champions? This show is terrible. SmackDown was terrible. Monday Night Raw was terrible. I understand that we're in a dull moment right now, but WWE should have no excuses to take any weeks off. I don't expect a 10 out of 10 show every week. All I want to be is entertained. There was no entertainment qualities on this show. 1 week, okay. 2 weeks, all right, whatever. But every single week? Every week! I don't know what else to tell you guys, man. I'll cover Clash of Champions the best I can for the preview and predictions. They added some new matches to the show. Got the Bludgeon Brothers versus Breezango. Breezango after months and months and months. And a verbal tirade on Twitter with Tyler Breeze explaining that he's owning 4 houses. Finally, he steps into a fucking wrestling ring. Mojo Rawley versus Zack Ryder for the pre-show. My God, I can't wait to watch that match. Show sucks, man. I could book a better show in my fucking dreams. People say I bitch and I moan, I complain. People want to vilify me and call me a negative fucking bitch. All I do is complain. I'm a smart mark, this and that. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Then I got the WWE personnel telling you, well, you should just shut up and accept what they put on television and enjoy it either way. It's like me going to a fucking restaurant, ordering my dish that I've ordered every single time I go to said restaurant, and they come out and bring me the same dish, but it tastes completely different. What is this shit? What is this garbage? Take it back and give me a new one. I have every fucking right to complain. I have every right to complain. You think it's easy to sit here and complain every single week? You think it's easy watching this shit on television? Every single week. Wishing you were doing something else. I love this company too much to see it fucking just fail miserably. If it sucks, it sucks. If it's bad television, it's bad television. If you're okay with what they're giving you nowadays, man, my God, raise your standards. Raise your standards. This pay-per-view offers you nothing as far as good television. You have to reach to the bottom of the bag to pick up whatever crumbs there are to find something tasty. That's your SmackDown Live review, man. I didn't even want to hit record. I didn't even want to come on here. I wanted to just lay down and fucking either watch TV, play Call of Duty, play Destiny, whatever. Now, but I got to give you guys a fucking review. If you guys enjoyed the video and this off week of SmackDown Live, please let me know down below. Hit that thumbs up. I'll be back tomorrow with real wrestling. A show where I'm actually positive during the week. NXT. Aleister Black versus Adam Cole. Andrade Cien Almas. Ember Moon. So for all you mainstream casuals who like to watch Raw and SmackDown, and you're looking at the commercials and, well, NXT is coming on. NXT sucks. Watch NXT for the 1 hour. 1 hour up against 5 hours. You'll easily know which is the better program. Believe me. I'll be back tomorrow with NXT, 7 p.m. on the USA Network, 8 p.m. on the WWE Network. I'll be covering it. We're going to go over it as we build towards NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. If you missed Monday Night Raw review last night, it's on the channel right now. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206 and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications. I'm JD. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for NXT, the real #1 show during WWE's television week.